Ladies and gentlemen of Knucklehead Nation, welcome to the Fighters Rep podcast with myself and, of course, my esteemed colleague, a master in the world of boxing, Big Collinsworth, Coach Derek Collinsworth. How you doing, Coach?
What's up, dude? You
Man,
say I'm on fumes, bro. So if I get to wandering and shit like I normally do, you're gonna have to pull me in because I fell asleep at like 6:30 this morning. It's two things. How did you know? What the fuck you mean? I know. I told everybody what was gonna happen. Secondly, oh, you the man, bro. I need to come train over this. Well, that ain't how we do that, man. But yeah, man. So I was up till like 6 in the morning, bro.
yeah.
Just talking to people and talking shit, and then she woke me up at about 8 o'clock to go get a call from my son. So I didn't realize, or I forgot we was gonna do that, man. So I'm on fumes, bro.
Bro, with
but I'm good right now.
With Ramadan going on, you can't do that, man.
Dude, I'm so cottonmouth. I'm so cottonmouth, thirsty, tired. It's 6 o'clock. I'm waiting on 7:30, like like we waiting on Jesus, brother. I need 7:30, bro. I'm so cottonmouth, dude. But I'm tired, fatigued, bro. Yeah, I definitely can't do that.
Well, I appreciate you doing this with me. You know, me and you've been, definitely excited about, I know I've been crazy excited about this. That fight, we'd been waiting for that fight. We've both been high on David. And I hate to say it. I mean, we can kind of say it, though. We kind of told you so. We kind of told you so to everybody out there with our prediction. Now, I want to say that we both said around round 8 to 10, we thought Benavidez would finish Plant. He didn't get the finish, but I just thought, he didn't. For me, he didn't get the finish because.
What a tough kid, man.
Yeah, tough kid.
What a tough kid, man.
But besides being tough, I thought he was just in 100% survival mode from maybe the 6th round on, and Kenny Bailiff was letting him hold.
So you didn't think Plant was dominating for 6 rounds until you didn't think that? Boy, that's hilarious, man. Oh my God, bro.
No, I didn't think he was dominated for 6 rounds either. I didn't think that. I thought in the judges' scorecard he might have been up in the first half of the fight, but dominating is not the word I would use. Definitely not.
Yeah, man. But I think no disappointment the whole card, bro. Other than officiating and some judges and the refs and stuff, but great fights. Man, let's get into it, bro. What you want to talk about, bro?
Yeah, man. Well, so we're gonna go in order. We're gonna do first. We're gonna talk about Plant Benavidez, Coach. I mean, like I said, and we're gonna get to the officiating and Colbert versus Rayo and all that stuff. But I just think we need to talk about this Benavidez Plant fight. Great fight, but turned out exactly the way that we thought it would turn out. Aside from the fact that he survived, and I want to say, pretty much everything we said kind of came to fruition, right? Remember, I brought up Boziana saying he should tie up a lot. He did. I brought up the fact
that wasn't gonna help. That wasn't gonna help at all.
And I told you, I felt like on the way in and on the way out of the clinch, he could get hurt, and that happened a bunch of times.
Several times. Yeah.
And we just. You said the fight would end. You thought the fight would end second half. So did I. So I mean, it's just kind of.
Yeah. My prediction wasn't right. I predicted a knockout, a dominant performance, and then finally knocking him out. And as a trainer, listen, man, it takes all kinds, bro. So I don't just jump out and be like, man. But if you would have asked me would I have stopped that fight, in the 9th or the 10th. Yeah, at the 10th, definitely. At the end of the 10th, there was no need for this dude to keep getting beat on like that. Yeah. And here's the thing. A trainer that I respect may tell me why to let him go, and I wouldn't argue with him. You know, I wouldn't argue with him because it has. Remember what I was saying about Ryan? He's with an offensive coach now, so it takes all kinds, bro. I'm clear about what I would do. I'm clear about I would have saved him because at some point, Caleb Plant, and I can't say enough good shit about Caleb Plant. You know, I shit on his boxing. I always have because he can't box. He sucks. But, But I understand that the neophytes, the laymen, the fanagers are confusing his great athleticism with great boxing. I get that. I totally get it. They just don't know that. They think that's boxing. But
and like I told you,
what amazing is that. Go ahead.
Well, and like I told you, I mean, in the past, I might have been in that same boat had I not, you know, kind of gotten hooked up.
It's daily, bro. It's all day, daily. And look, I just embraced it. I just embraced my reputation of, oh, coach is going to tell you how he feels. I just embrace it because I don't expect people to go, oh, no. I expect them to resist and trust what their eyes are seeing. It's just that they're uneducated. They don't know what they're looking at. So, you know, anybody, look, we're all men, bro. We all came up in sports. We all did more than fight. Yeah. And here's the thing. I understand that. I understand I understand why people think LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. I understand. You see that big, giant, strong dude and you think, I understand that you don't understand basketball fundamentals too. I understand that you don't understand. And now he's great. He's right there with the greatest. I'm not saying that. Yeah. I'm just saying I hate Michael Jordan with a passion, and I think he's the greatest thing ever dribbled a basketball. and anybody who tells me LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan, well, shit, it's about 4 or 5 names you should have said before that.
Right.
But it's like that with boxing. And here's the thing. I don't get frustrated. You know what I do? Leave the conversation. I laugh and leave the conversation. Yeah. And just wait for somebody, you know. Now, if you come to me with it, something I post or something I'm saying, and you want to come, I'll educate you then. I'll educate you quick. And it doesn't matter that you accept it because my daddy told me a long time ago when I was a kid running school, I remember coming home doing the same shit all kids do. Oh, the teacher don't like me, right? That's why she gave me the F or whatever the case may be. Right. And you know what my pa said? Boy, the teacher don't need you. Listen, it's hard to explain that to people. And that's as simple as I could break it down, one sentence. So if you don't like where the facts are coming from, who's the idiot? Right. You ain't got to be friends with me. I don't need friends. I'm done up with friends, bro. I got enough fighters, enough relationships and partners and friends, and me and you, I'm connected in California through you and Lukey and shit. I got real friends in boxing, bro. I don't give a shit what these fans think. But I'll never lie to them. I'll always, even if I'm joking, I'm gonna tell you the truth. And the fact that the people don't understand what they're looking at, I would say overwhelmingly. Roger said most people don't know shit about boxing. Can I add something? Most people in boxing don't know shit about boxing. So and Roger, I'm sure Roger believed that too. You know, I'm sure he believed that too.
Hey man, Roger Mayweather, may he rest in peace.
Oh, and he said it how he felt. I said how I feel, but yeah, man, I can't say enough good things about Caleb Plant. But remember, even though Canelo gave him little regard and didn't jab and just walk forward and beat him up like David did, he earned my respect in the Canelo fight. All he did was earn more respect tonight because at some point, after that 9th round, he didn't sacrifice himself. The layman may think he sacrificed himself. He just put his hands up and go far and letting David hit him. No, stupid. He can't fight. Stupid. He couldn't do nothing. But because he is a fighter, he held his hands up and said, fuck it. Right? Boom, 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 boom. And let his hands go the best he can, right?
Yeah.
Brave. A real fighting man. The whole 9 yards. He just don't belong in there with the elite guys. And it's not because he isn't the same athlete. Hell, he may be even better. He's got to be better because he won a world championship.
Right.
But he doesn't belong in there, bro. He's going to keep getting hurt. And what I don't like is, I believe that was his paw in the corner. And I want to stop the fight. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, man, if the bread man ain't going to do the right thing, you do the right thing. It's your fucking son, bro.
Yeah.
But if you disagree with that, I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. People saying he should go out on his shield or take the beating. Great, man. Great. I got more experience and knowledge than you. I'm never going to let nobody do that. But I'll be the bad guy. Not a brave trainer. Not a brave coach.
Yeah.
So it went just like I said. And the fact that David gave him such little regard, allowed Plant to run them first couple rounds, and looked like he might get something going, but he was never going to get nothing going, bro. He never was going to get anything going.
Yeah.
All David was going to do was settle down because he was too emotional, bro. Like we were afraid of, except after the first round, his skills didn't show it. Because in that first round, he was fighting little as Caleb and wanting to fight with Caleb and stand there, and that was stupid because you're giving him a chance.
Yeah.
But that was really just nerves and anxiety. Once he settled down, second round on, I mean, I guess you could give Plant 2, maybe 3 rounds. And if you're a super Caleb Plant fan and you gave him 4, I'll even let you make it with 4, even though you're giving him 2 rounds because he won maybe 3 out of 12, and even those rounds wasn't dominant, wasn't shit going on. He wasn't hitting David. David wasn't getting hit.
I thought so.
All. Rolling with shots. He got hit a few times, but with glance and shit, and Plant can't punch on top of can't fight. So it's hilarious. They thought knocking the 40-year-old dog was some great night. He's a puncher. The dude got like, 8 or 10 knockouts? He's an athlete. He's in there to touch you. He's in there to play tag. I'm going to touch you and not let you touch me. Yeah. And he's such a great athlete. When he was watching these bums, the fans got caught up in with what he could do against these nobodies and thought they were seeing some Floyd shit.
You are brutal today, man. You are brutal today.
They wasn't seeing Floyd nothing, bro. They wasn't seeing none of that shit. None of that's what you see. You see
these nobodies watching these.
You see YouTube mitt work, bro. That's what y'all seen in there trying to fight a superior fighter. And I understand people who still out on David because he hasn't passed the limit. Caleb Plant ain't no fucking litmus test, bro. Not for no fucking David Benavidez. No. You about to see now. When he gets in there with the grand champ, we going to see what he got.
Yeah.
When he goes up further to 75, we going to see what he got, man. But, I didn't expect this dude to give him no test. What the fuck was he going to do, man? You going to touch him and try to run.
Yeah.
He would have shocked me, and it would have been a better plan had he ran right out there in the first round and went right at David and said, fuck it. Because those 4 rounds he had, that's all he had was them 4 rounds.
He knew he couldn't do that because
it wasn't even in his chemistry.
Yeah. He doesn't have the stamina to keep that pace up for that many rounds. And I don't know if you saw, Coach, but Breadman was in the corner, I want to say between rounds 5 and 6.
Oh, they caught him when they shouldn't have. They wasn't supposed to catch that. They wasn't supposed to catch that on
keep your heart rate down. Keep your heart rate down.
Yeah, he was scared. He was scared.
Yeah. So,
but not scared of the fighter. Don't misunderstand me because I know how I am and people gonna think I'm calling him a pussy. No. Not a pussy at all.
Fighting man.
Fighting man.
Yeah.
Fighting man. I would love to be in somewhere and we get to banging out and I had Caleb on my side. That's a plus, bro.
Yeah.
He's going to bang. He's going to hurt somebody, man.
Yeah.
But
he was scared of running out of juice. And
he was so, dude. It's the little things, bro. It's the little things, man. When a fighter goes back to the corner and the shit ain't working that y'all did, and you ain't giving him no adjustments, you just reiterating the same shit. Listen, Caleb Plant is an intelligent kid. You can listen to him talk and tell.
Yeah.
Caleb knows what's going on at all times. I'm going to take it a step further. And only he can come up here and tell me if I'm off or not. And then, we don't give him the benefit of the doubt that he would tell the truth, right?
Yeah.
Caleb Plant knows I don't have the ability to fuck with this kid. And this is a big scary motherfucker, and I'm losing, and it's getting worse, and all that shit. But he's a man and a fighting man, so he kept fighting. That's all. That's all we could ask from him.
Yeah.
He was never going to get outside of a clip, like we said, outside of just catching him with something, and shit. He hit David a couple times flush.
Nothing.
And it was funny. He left it
nothing.
in.
Yeah, it was
and
nothing.
I knew when, there you go, here's some insight. You wasn't supposed to catch Breadman saying that because Breadman knew he was scared. And if you notice, when he seen the camera, he kind of, did you notice that?
I think so, maybe.
Like a little hesitation. When he looked up and seen it.
I saw Caleb's face. I saw Caleb's face sitting there like,
I'm fucked.
Like what's going on right now? Like I'm in trouble. Yeah, that's what I saw.
Another thing. I don't know the Breadman or nothing like that. I've just seen him from J-Rock and shit. So I really don't have an opinion either way. One thing I can say about him that I know, that I've seen, is he understands dirty boxing. And he understands how to buy time. He understands those things. In fact, he's been caught on camera saying those things. That's how I know to listen whenever they're showing him, because he's liable to say some shit that he shouldn't let y'all hear. You know, we say it, but y'all can't hear that shit. Caleb Plant was hitting him in the dick on purpose, bro, trying to get space and get him off him and shit. Like, you don't hit a motherfucker in the dick 6 times, bro. Come on, bro.
Right.
It didn't get called every time, but that was because David was steady getting to him. Steady coming, and he wasn't going to go away, bro. It was like Jaws. Like when you hear that, doo-doo, doo-doo. Yeah. And that shit just gets worse and worse, bro. So, you know, Brother and I was on accident at first, so he started putting him at some point he was trying to buy him some space and hurt him back because he's hurting him, but you ain't supposed to know that shit either. But they didn't have no plan, bro. He didn't have no. This is really gonna hurt the Plant fans. There was no path to victory, bro. Other than a clip out, because he's a fighting man and he's gonna try. There was no path to victory for this kid, bro. He's totally outclassed, man. Now, I think he has life still. I think he has 2 or 3 more paydays.
But coach, how did he have no path to victory if he's the technically superior boxer according to the commentators on the broadcast?
Because most boxing people don't know shit about boxing. Dude, if I heard that one more goddamn time.
Oh my gosh, man.
It's amazing to me that even a commentator, while watching the superior boxer smash this dude. Slap him around the ring. In fact, that wasn't no good outing by David. Just like I've seen David ruthless. That wasn't ruthless, bro.
That's something I wanted to talk about. It was
ruthless, but it wasn't science ruthless.
Yeah.
He was reckless. So even the commentators, bro, why this man's getting smashed, getting slapped around, he's totally what's the word? Outflanked in every maneuver, right? Yeah. This fucking commentator's going, this is one of the most superior boxers in the game, losing. And I'm like, at some point you got to quit believing the script you reading and what everybody told you, because it caught on. Bro, I'm watching all the things. Bro, this dude started out a 4-1 underdog, and by the time they went to the fight, I think it was like 2.5 to 1 or something. But it was because people was picking this dude to win.
No, bro. No.
They was picking him to win, bro. Dude, nobody on earth in the PBC cult of personality, nobody over there listens to Sean Porter. Sean Porter picks Caleb Plant. Now they quoting Sean Porter and sharing Sean Porter memes and shit when Sean Porter couldn't get no love from the PBC crowd. They hated him. He wasn't supposed to be no good and all that type of shit. But the minute he picks with they guy, they all, Sean Porter pick. I thought he didn't know what he was talking about. I thought he was a football player. No. Hey, it all you could do is present the facts. I could have lost. Plant could have caught him in there somewhere, and I would be right here telling y'all he caught him. Remember? Remember when Bivol, I picked Canelo against Bivol? When people, I didn't come. Oh man, we could have, and the grounds was close. No, bro, the grand champ was too little and got schooled. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And so the next day we did. Come on now, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Same thing with this dude. People need to start understanding who this kid is, but they're not, because they're either mesmerized by the lie. Here's what I mean about the lie. David's not lying when he says, I'm coming to hurt you, I'm coming to kill you, I'm coming to knock you out, I'm coming to smash you. He's not lying. What he's lying about is that he's some ruthless ass, reckless, don't care. No, all that shit science, bro. Yeah. All that shit science, bro. He's just the better fighter. And so he comes in there, now he's vicious within that realm.
Yeah.
You know, he's vicious to that. So it's like Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford's a scientist, but he's vicious. He's vicious in the ring. David's vicious in the ring, but it's all pugilism, bro. It's all pugilism, bro. All of it. I love it. I love to see it. He's an 80s throwback, bro. You could have threw him in the mix with them great dudes. Ability-wise, we got to see how he ends up. But ability-wise, oh, man.
Yeah.
He's a bad dude, bro. He's a bad fucking kid.
I wanted to say the reason, I guess I want to explain to the viewers, right, if they don't know. And by the way, if it's your first time here, please subscribe and follow us on Instagram at FightersRep, at Derek Collinsworth on Instagram for Coach Collinsworth. That's his Twitter handle, Big Collinsworth. But definitely follow the channel, join, help us build. FightersRep 18, by the way, April 22nd. The only way you could watch is to join the channel here. Or you can get your tickets at FightersRep.com. What I wanted to say, Coach, to kind of explain to the viewers, I mean, you probably scored it the way I did, because I guess our understanding of scoring, I mean, volume doesn't do it. It's volume doesn't win a round in a boxing bout. It's who's landing the bigger shots that are having the bigger effect.
Absolutely clear and effective punch.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's effective.
One or two or three hard punches can win a round when the other guy's outlanding you 2-1.
Yeah.
2 or 3 hard, solid, accurate shots that are effective will still a round. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, and I thought Plant's shots in the first 6 rounds. I mean, again, maybe I can give him 3. I would probably give him 3 rounds. I thought they were more voluminous, but I didn't think he landed the heavier shot. Matt Cedillo's in here. He just asked, just tuned in now, how did you have it scored? I think me and Coach probably gave Plant at most 3, potentially 4 rounds. I mean, I didn't score it round by round. I gave maybe 3 rounds to Plant that entire fight, and our prediction came to fruition. We thought the fight would end between rounds, I think 8 and 10, we both said. And the only reason it didn't, I think, Coach, is because Kenny Bayless just allowed him to keep holding on.
It had everything to do with that. Now, that's the good part of Plant's corner. They did the right, and I'm sure in the locker room they started it, and then throughout the bout, you know, that's a veteran move. Is you know, in the locker room, Breadman probably started with the, hey, he got the cornrows, and hey, he hits and hole, and hey, he hits low, and you keep it on Kenny's mind, and then when you get in there, Kenny, he's hitting him low. You ain't got to, you know.
No.
Kenny, come on, watch the head, Kenny. And all of a sudden, Kenny starts doing that shit, right? And it was Caleb doing the holding, but he kept trying to break it up whenever David started getting it. So it's like, it worked. It worked.
Yeah.
So it definitely affected it. I mean, Caleb, he went the distance, bro. I give it to him. I give him credit. Yeah. And I might have went a little, I think I said 6 to 9 or so. I went earlier than you. But the thing is, all those things affected David, as well as David not jabbing and just being a bully. I'm going to just show y'all, I'm going to show the whole world how trash this dude is.
You know,
unfortunately, the whole world still don't get it.
Yeah. You know, I said, I thought I was feeling round 9, and I remember watching the fight in round 9 and seeing him hurt Plant really bad, and I thought he was going to get him out of there.
I did
but
too.
What I wanted to say was, Oh man, you mentioned, you know, Caleb Plant's got a lot of guts, man. He's got a lot of heart. You mentioned, you know, Kenny Bayless letting him hold. I mean, there was just no. I don't know why Kenny Bayless wouldn't have penalized. I mean, I think he should have. You know, clinching is not allowed. You know what I mean? And he just clinched over and over again.
Plant was the flagrant foul guy.
Right.
Not even with the nut shots, right? But the nut shots, the holding, the grab, all that shit. But I don't foul him, because if that's what you need to do to win, do it. And it's up to the ref's discretion to, you know, to block y'all. But it's just further, to me, it's just further proof of he had no path to victory, bro.
Yeah, no.
There was really nothing, man. There was really nothing, man. And,
I know
that sucks for a kid that's that athletic, that, you know what I'm saying, a world champion. He's that strong. He's that fit. But, bro, you just don't have the talent, man, or the ability. Like I was saying, we define ability different. But what I mean by that is boxing ability.
No, you're
right. You
have
no boxing ability. You have all the athletic ability in the world. If this was a foot race, you probably leave David 3 car lengths behind you in the street.
Right.
This ain't a foot race, bro. It's a fist fight.
Right.
And that's where the problem happened. Because David, for whatever reason, biomechanics, his daddy, whoever, David fights correct. He has the understanding of pugilism. He understands the geometry of the ring floor, the spaces he can fight in, the spaces you can't fight in, and how to cross them and get back. I'm speaking Spanish. I'm speaking Swahili to most of you motherfuckers, but that's what's happening. And then from the first time I ever seen Plant, I knew he didn't have none of that. Right. And he won the fight I first seen him. And then the next day, everybody, oh, y'all see the white boy? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Y'all impressed with the imitation. Okay.
The athleticism. They just like the athleticism.
That's all, bro. I see what it is. But the problem was he's in a division with two of the baddest boys in boxing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Another thing I wanted to touch on, you know, and you brought this up, and this is something I've been thinking about, and I really wanted to get your opinion about. I actually was a little bit, not a lot, you know. I want to preface this by saying that, you know, bringing out the degree, it's a small degree, but I was a little underwhelmed actually by Benavidez, probably because he was kind of, like you said, fighting out of character. I mean, maybe that's your that's going to be your answer.
Definitely.
Because I thought, I mean, I in the first 6 rounds, I didn't see much jabbing. I didn't see much jabbing at all. And not as much as I would have liked. And I didn't see him let his hands go as much as I would have liked. And I felt like he was giving Plant a little bit more respect than he needed to. But perhaps he was also being cautious and patient in the biggest fight of his life.
Settling down. Right.
Right. But looking back in hindsight at the Mexican Monster that I've seen versus the one I saw last night, I would say he was like the Mexican Monster I'm used to would have gotten Plant out of there, you know, in
regardless of Kenny Bayless and shit.
Between 8 and 10, but probably because there was so much extra, you know, this guy holding on for dear life, Kenny Bayless, biggest fight of his life, huge crowd. I mean, they did a great job promoting this fight, did the boxing media. So, you know, maybe that had something to do with it. What were your thoughts? I mean, I would say I give him like a B+, you know what I mean? What are your thoughts, or maybe a B? What are your thoughts on David Benavidez's performance, you know, considering how we feel about him as a boxer?
This was it. Okay. You know, I had the weight apprehension. See, this is the thing, bro. David will not stop, dude. I don't give a damn he missed weight and stuff. He's got an engine and a motor. He will not stop. So if he missed weight, it's because they just fucked up in camp and didn't time shit right and whatever happened. But it ain't because he don't be in shape. Now, when he comes in at 66, that's not good. This is a kid that's big. So I was worried. I think I even messaged you. I said, man, he looks gaunt. I just watched him come to the venue, and he looked skinny still. He didn't look like the David who shows up to fight. So I was apprehensive. I was like, I wasn't willing to say, oh, this is no. It just as a trainer I seen it.
On your mind, yeah.
On my mind. Because it's a telltale. It's a telltale sign when dudes can't get started and they gas before they get started, they overtrain, right? Yeah. Overtrain's a real thing. You know that from y'all.
Oh, fighting. For sure.
Right. So here's the thing. I was worried about that, but then when I seen how jittery he was in that first round, I said, oh, nah. That's jittery. He ain't blowing a load. I said he just got to actually just jab. That's all. And you would have settled down even faster. Because he'd have found that stick and started poking him. But it took David. Ain't nobody gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about, but you will. So it took David 3 rounds to get to where we fight and how he fights. And how you do that is this, right? Here's your metronome, right? Here's your beat, right? Caleb punches here. He's either stepping to you or stepping back and punching. This is where a pugilist punches. You ready? Bow. Bow. Bow.
Gotcha. On the way forward, on the way back?
Right in the middle. So when he's squatted out, stepping, soon as he throw that punch, hit him.
Yeah.
Next time he steps, hit him before he gets there. Next time, let him get there and hit him. Because he ain't going to reach you. He ain't going to reach you. He's too wide in his hips. He fights wrong. So it took David like 4 or 5 rounds before I seen that. And that's something he just does. That's how he gets off those 8 punches, 6 punches. It's not, and it's why, this is a good podcast. And it's why it is. Because it's why the layman.
And by the way, Manitas de Piedra Mazzadillo, we are going to get to those topics in a second. We're going to talk about Colbert Venezuela next, then Joey Spencer, Jesus Ramos. Then we're going to do a prediction on Joshua versus Franklin. But we're still sitting on Plant versus Benavidez. Sorry about that, Coach. Go ahead.
Nah, you good. So, hold on. Shit, did I lose my thoughts?
Took about 4 or 5 rounds, you said, before you saw David.
Right. So, okay, what are we going to call trainers? Let's do this, bro. Give me a name, and I'm going to keep that name for the rest of my life. What do we call trainers who are good trainers, but they're not elite? Like myself. Until I get a gang of world champions, I'm not calling myself elite, bro, at all. I'm not nowhere near my heroes. So what do we call a good coach? That's a solid boxing coach, but he ain't a great coach. I mean, a elite coach. A novice, you don't want to call him a novice because he's a real trainer.
No.
We'll come up with something. But listen, this is why those guys don't understand when David's throwing 6 and 7 punches, it's not about how he's throwing the punch, dude. He's offsetting the guy. So when he hits you, he can finish. So it really doesn't matter if he shoots a shot this way. How many times you see him do that? He's in front of you. You go over there, he'll shoot the punch over there. But he's getting no closer to you and no further away.
Right.
He's just pinpoint. When you come, same thing. So what these trainers don't understand is when David catches you coming or going, he finishes. And it doesn't matter if it's proper because you're on your heels going back getting beat up.
Right.
It's timing. He's timing you, and he's so good at it, he's able to do it with combinations. Most people just touch you, right? Or maybe blind you a little bit and finish the right hand. This son of a bitch, he catches you in the middle, and before you can get to here or to here, you done got your ass whooped all up in here. Now
and I want to say his hands are fast enough.
Oh, super fast.
To where he can throw the punch where he thinks your head is going, and he did that to Plant.
That's the intangible, bro. That's the shit that people if they don't understand his off timing shots and how his hips are correct and his height's right and all that. If they don't understand that, Forget about explaining the all-time combinations. They'll never get that shit.
And I love how they talk about him being squared up. And
how does
a guy who's squared up going to deal with a guy who's bladed? And I was just like,
last night. Just like last night. That's all. Just like last night, you fucking dumb.
That's exactly how. That's exactly how.
When you ever see Canelo with his feet like this? Not ever. You ain't gonna never see David with his feet like this. You ain't gonna see listen, man. Listen, I love this podcast because if these guys are listening, they can learn something, right?
Either their heads blowing up right now, they're having
fuck that
breakdown,
guy. Yeah,
they're either having an epiphany or a mental breakdown right now.
Yeah, especially if you spent 17 years doing the shit wrong. Listen, your feet go under your shoulders. And that is the definition of square to them. But you're not. Because from the waist up, you can get small as you want to get. Small as you want to get. But your platform, your foundation, your slab that you're standing on, bro, has to be up underneath you, man. And if you got sense, you would be back there on your rear hip like you're supposed to be. Instead of in that middle like they teaching everybody with them fucked up ass feet. Listen, bro, it's geometry, man. It's geometry, bro. It's shapes, sizes, mixed in with a little inertia, right? Who's going where, when, and how, and if you thought Caleb Plant was going to be competitive with David Benavidez, you're not as smart as you think you are with boxing. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be a fan or be involved or be a fighter or be a coach or none of that. You should, but just know you don't know.
And look, Coach, you got to admit they do a great job of building a fight because even me and you, I think Idol George, Idol Coach Derek, this is not competitive. But the way they build the fight, and you see David come in a little skinny, and you see Plant looking, and you start to doubt a little bit.
I definitely said to myself, man, my guy is looking skinny for what? He's a big boy. Why my kid's looking skinny? Oh, those alarms was going. But guess what?
But we kept it.
That's a part of being involved as a fan of your guy. If it's your guy, right? That's a part of it. Dude, let me tell you something, bro. When we fighting, dude, and that's my kid going in that ring, bro, I'm nervous as a dog shitting razor blades, bro. He won't know it. The world won't know it. Because I got enough experience to know how to handle that and how to dissipate it and get rid of it. Yeah. The last thing my kid needs to say is, why is my coach fucking nervous? Right. He don't understand it's a father-son nervous. It ain't is our skills. If our skills wasn't up to par, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
Unless it's a title fight that, okay, this is your shot. You got to go. But I'm always leery. Like a good friend of mine, Bobby, shout out to Coach Bobby Benton, who I don't think gets enough credit at all. I've been defending that man on Twitter and YouTube comment sections and shit I don't do, but because he's a personal friend and has done such a great job with Regis program, them boys don't get enough credit for what people know and what they don't know, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't. How do you explain to a guy, listen, man, you don't like my explanation or how I'm saying it, but it's true. So I need you to fucking learn. Because I wouldn't be telling you if I didn't want you to learn.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So I don't know, bro. Where I was going with that. If you thought that shit was gonna be competitive, bro, you just don't know, man. You just don't know, bro.
And people are still hanging on to that. People are still hanging on to it.
And if you say to yourself, yeah, but Plant could have got him, well, now you're not even being honest now. Now you just anybody could get got. Anybody could get punched. It's a fist fight. It's 2 men. Anybody could get knocked out.
Yeah, it's your ego talking. You know, a lot of people are still hanging on to it, saying, "Well, how'd you feel?" You know, one guy in the post-fight press conference. I mean, I kind of laughed out loud. Asked David Benavidez, "How did you feel being tested that way in the first 6 rounds, I said I was hearing that question like, "What, bro? This shit was a watch."
David handled all that shit so good last night, bro.
He did,
including the piece out with Plant. Including the piece out with Plant. I was so happy he did that, bro. I was so happy he did that because what that man did last night, Plant. If he was any kind of bitch or hoe or all them words they call each other, he would have went away long.
Oh yeah.
Before. That man wasn't going away, bro. That man was not going to stop. You was going to have to knock him out. So you got to look at that. I don't care if you the Mexican monster. You got to say you a bad motherfucker, you. Because I've been hitting you so much, my hands are sore. Right. And you a bad man, bro. So I love that part, bro. I love that they did that. I love that when the commentator asked him about how did it feel to be in with such, and he just overtalked it. He said, "Oh, well, it was a good fight." He don't feel that way, bro. He don't feel that way at all. He wanted to say, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But I just had this moment with the kid. He's standing here. Yeah, man. So right. He's class act too.
And that's something I want to mention too. I mean, how old is Benavidez? Mid-20s. The maturity he shows. The maturity he shows it's at the same level as his ability. I mean, it's just out of this
controlled violence, bro. And that's dangerous, bro.
It's just out of this world. Yeah. So the more I look at him, the more I see, you know, what you love about him, and I love about him as well. Coach, so what happens next? What happens next? What do you think is next for Benavidez? And
I think Canelo finds himself in the same place as Floyd and says, "I need to get this kid right now before he becomes something." Yeah. And which Canelo became something. And it wasn't no just straight climb, right? He had the sidetrack with G and all that. He had to develop into the face of boxing and the baddest boy in boxing, and he did. I think Canelo, especially Eddie, I don't know neither one of them, but just from watching and reputation, they know. If they see they're going to have to fight David Benavidez regardless, do it now.
Yeah.
Do it now. Not that there's even a path to, not saying that they're going to win, but now, instead of 2 years from now, there's a big difference, bro. It's a big difference.
It's not Mayweather Canelo exactly either, right? Because Canelo was even younger and less developed. I think Benavidez at this point is more of a more of a handful.
And that violent factor, that that getting knocked out factor is not there. Yeah. Oh, it's there when you fighting David Benavidez. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. It's there, bro.
Yeah, he was. For me, he was beating the shit out of Caleb Plant last night.
He started changing his face, bro. His cheek was swelling up. He was leaking.
Did you see his ear? Did you see his ear?
That purple, that big old, it like was sideways. Oh, man, he was, bro. They should have saved that kid, man. I'm telling you, bro. That kid's hurting today, bro. Ooh. For me, blood and everything, and barely got touched. I'm telling you, bro, that dude was in trouble today.
For me, I would have stopped it in round 9. I thought, I mean, honestly speaking, after 6 or 7, I just the path to victory was just completely gone. I thought after the 6th or 7th round, and I think at that point, then you're just a punching bag at that point. But
it was heavy bag work from round 5 on. It was heavy bag work, bro.
Yeah.
David was in no. He went to putting his hands down like he likes to do to try to get you to draw in because he knows he's not as close to you as you think. Right. So he does this because you think you can touch him and you can't. You're going to get countered. And
it's crazy.
It's probably hurt. But
it's crazy.
Yeah, man. He's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredible technique. It's out there in the open. Millions of people are looking at it. Nobody understands it but a handful, and it's fascinating. And, again, I think we're proven correctly. Benavidez, much more technically sound than Caleb Plant.
We got to reiterate that, bro. The fact that they was on TV, sitting there repeatedly saying, this guy's the superior boxer.
My goodness.
Repeatedly, bro. All the way to the end of the show. Yeah. This far superior boxer. I'm like, how did you not know that? How that shit's stupid to even say when he's getting his ass whooped the way he's getting his ass whooped. Why even say that?
Yeah, conflating athleticism with boxing ability, and they even Benavidez, he kind of touched on it. I mean, he's very mature, but he touched on it. He said, you guys have been sitting here talking about Caleb Plant's jab in the lead up to this fight. I was jabbing him more than he jabbed me. I landed more jabs than he didn't. I don't know. It's going to take a while, I think, for people to understand. But I don't, maybe they'll never understand. Who do you think wins if he fights Canelo right now, or is that not something you want to even answer? I know you love Canelo, so. Tough one.
Hey, look, man.
That's a 50-50 fight.
First of all, it's going to be a 50-50 fight. I don't care when they fight. Tomorrow or 2 years from now, it's still a 50-50 fight. Dude, here's my biggest concern. I don't like either man more. I've been, I guess, Canelo fan longer. He's been around longer, but the thing that you know what pushed me so much to Canelo, bro? Besides him looking Irish, what pushed me to him so heavy was the fact that, like with David, nobody understood what the fuck this kid was doing, and he was overachieving by so much, bro, by so much, dude, that I understand kind of why people missed it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, Sugar Shane's done. But yeah, he fought Pac-Man last. He wasn't done. You gave Pac-Man credit. He's done against Canelo. Canelo's 22, 21 years old, bro. He's done. So that kind of pushed me to him. Like, I said, oh, no. And then he started getting better. Like, actually getting better. Like, ability. I said, man, I would love to be a fly on that wall and see how Eddie is. Because me and Eddie Reynosa, I think, are the same age. Or maybe he's a year younger than me or something.
Yeah.
And, dude, he's up there, in the game right now. He's one of the elite trainers, right?
Yeah.
So I would love to see how he evolved himself as a trainer along with his fighter and became what they became and constantly improving. He improved after the B-ball fight. He did. Look what he did when he fought after the B-ball fight. Yeah. So, listen, man, this dude is fucking great. Now, the intangible is 6'2", size of bigger than B-ball that night, bigger than B-ball, taller and bigger.
Fast twitch.
Don't fucking stop.
And he doesn't get tired. Yeah.
Canelo is 5'7", bro. Yeah. On a tall day.
After doing yoga.
Doing that, what's that thing when you hang upside? Yeah. But here's the thing. Despite the deaths telling you every time he fights somebody bigger, he grows in. I've seen him as big as 5'9" on the shows before. The kid is 5'7" on a tall day. He's so stocky. He's built like a little fire plug, right? A 5'7" man got the lungs and the heart of a 5'7" man, bro. Right. A 6'2" man. You think Shaq's lungs are the same size as you and I?
No.
Now he's a bigger man. He's got to move around.
He's gonna need them to power him too, though.
But you think Canelo's lungs are the same size as David Benavidez?
Well, no. I think the problem too is, Canelo. Let's be honest, Coach. He fought Mayweather at 100. He could. This guy's a natural 147, 154 pounder fighting up here at 168. He's a little guy.
He's gonna need his breaks. And against David, that he does in every fight since he's been fighting large men. But he's got to hide it better because David's going to know, bro. He's going to know, oh, this is your break. I'm not breaking.
Yeah.
And so Canelo's going to have to be in superb condition, of course. But he's almost got a break in the inside, bro. Like Mike used to do. Remember Mike used to put his hands on them big boys through their arms and just walk them around the ring?
Yeah.
Because Tyson's so little, bro. He's so little in them boys, and that's the differential that Canelo's going to be at.
Yeah.
So he's got to get inside and work, and that's dangerous because David's right there banging you out doing it. Bigger, stronger, everything.
Yeah.
But he's got to be able to lock him down while working one hand and switching and spinning him and Man, that's a lot of work, bro.
Hard fight.
Or knock him out. But he's got to go at the body. He's got to go at the body like a son of a bitch. He's gotta use everything, bro, against this kid, bro. I don't think Davis got to use everything against this Canelo. I think he's just got. And honestly, the smart thing for David Benavidez to do, and he's not gonna do this because it's not his nature, would to be just boxing. Just boxing. Just b-balling. But the Mexican monster ain't no b-ball, bro. He wants to fight. Yeah. That's gonna give Canelo a chance.
Yeah. I see him being, like you said, problematic. I mean, it's like a b-ball that fights almost more correctly. Maybe not as athletic as far as I would say b-ball may have the edge on athleticism. Yeah.
But not really, not enough to matter.
Yeah.
And I would say Davis got more arsenal and more ability.
I think the engine of because, and you bring up the size, I think that's a big deal. And, again, Canelo, he's probably a natural 147, 154 if you really cut down and watch himself.
And size-wise, lighter than that, really. Lighter than that. He's Mexican genetics. He's a big boy. But he's, his arm length and all that shit, bro. He's a little bitty guy, bro. He's a little bitty dude, man.
Yeah. Tough fight. And what do you think?
I got a picture with David, bro. David's as big as me, man. Easy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bro.
What do you think happens to Plant going forward? I mean, you mentioned you think he still has life in him. I agree.
I think he does. And two more decent pay. What do you know what they made last night?
I don't.
I didn't see it either. Both made multi. Had to be.
Oh yeah, that was a huge fight. That was a big fight.
Place was packed. The whole car was stacked, but I think they could get him some payday. Like they. The only way I could explain that Colbert decision, bro, is because Al and them got some plans for Frank, bro. Nah. That's the only way I can see it. And they think Rayo is more of a threat than Colbert for Frank.
Right.
Here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. This was a prime example of when the better boxer loses to a fighter. That's what you've seen.
We're talking about Colbert Valenzuela?
Yes.
All right. So let's switch over. We're gonna switch